The federal government is one of the no work, no pay policy against members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities currently participating in the ongoing nationwide strike. And the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, says he should be held responsible for the Ibadan PDP convention should anything go wrong. Hello everyone, welcome to the program. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Okimaloye here in Abuja. I've got some good news for you. Well, a lot of people think that everything bad comes from this country. There are good things that comes out of this country. And I'm bringing you good tidings and come bearing good news that you might hear. Although we have some other bad news on the program, which I will be sharing and looking for the way forward as classrooms are shut across the nation because university lecturers are on strike. But there is a sector that works now. If we are looking at the bright side of things, I will take you to that sector. You cannot close your eyes to the good things that are happening. Yes, there are a lot of things that may be going wrong, but there are good things that are happening. I'll be taking you to that sector right here on the program tonight. But let me tell you that in the ranks of the PDP, there are those who may be expressing some skepticism about the internal workings and the leadership of the People's Democratic Party. Governor Seyi Makinde is assuring that they will ensure that the Ibadan Convention of November goes well, and he's asked Nigerians and members of the party to hold him responsible should anything go wrong. He was in Abuja earlier today where we were speaking at that meeting. Take a listen to him.
We look forward to welcoming you to Ibadan, and they hold me responsible if we do not have one of the best ever national convention in the history of PDP. I believe we are all ready to play our own part and contribute our own little effort.
And that's Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State on the convention of the PDP in Ibadan coming next month. So much to talk about tonight on the program. It does look like time may not be our friend, but we will manage things as much as possible to get you up to date with your biggest stories in the land. Where do we go? It does look like the federal government has lost the battle in making sure that university lecturers are not down to, but they have done that. And now the lecturers are speaking and saying our demands must be met. The federal government said everything that needed to be done has been done. We'll be bringing you the perspectives of the university lecturers who are saying enough is enough. But the federal government has also warned that if you don't work, you will not get paid. We're bringing you the insight after these political roundup stories.
Governor Isaac Ali of Benue State has urged politicians in the state to support his government in delivering good governance for the over 7 million residents in the state, rather than clamoring for the 2027 general elections. He stated this when he inaugurated the special advisor on SME and microfinance banking, along with the governing council of the Benue State Pension Board, Benue Investment and Property Company, Benue State University Teaching Hospital, and Benue State Procurement Agency. River State Governor Similayo Fubara has approved the appointment of Mr. Benibo Anabrabra as as the new secretary to the Rivers State government. Mr. Anabraba, a former minority leader of the Rivers State House of Assembly, who represented Akukutoru constituency too, replaces Dr. Tami. Mr. Danagogo has served in the position from the second term of former Governor Nyesom Wike, now Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, to the first 2 years of the Fubara administration before the declaration of emergency rule. The Forum of All Progressives Congress APC supervisory councillors in Borno State has endorsed Bola Tinubu and Kashim Shettima for re-election come 2027 general elections. The chairman of the forum, Kalum Gashao, disclosed this at a press briefing in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, while reflecting on the 2 years in office of the president. The former national secretary of the PDP, Sonny Ude Okoye, has resigned his membership from the People's Democratic Party. According to Ude Okoye in a press conference in Enugu, the rift in the PDP and lack of principle and ideology is what has warranted his resignation. Although he has not publicly declared his new party, it is expected that he will join the state governor, Peter Mba, in APC in the coming days. Lastly, the people of Awka North Local Government Area of Anambra State have filled with gratitude to Governor Chukwuma Soludo for his transformative performance, particularly infrastructural development, among others. In a thank you rally to support his re-election on November 8th, the people presented a check of 150 million naira to the governor, and according to the mayor of the local government area, Mr. Thangon Anago, the governor is urged to campaign in other council areas as they have taken the ownership of his re-election as a priority project in Awka North.
There you have it. You've been served with your political roundup stories. So let's begin. The federal government has directed vice chancellors of federal universities across the country to strictly enforce the no work, no pay policy against members of the Academic Staff Union of universities currently participating in the ongoing nationwide strike. We can see the directive circulated in a circular dated today, signed by the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, and the circular was copied to the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Permanent Secretary of Education, Pro-Chancellors of all federal universities, Director General of the Budget Office of the Federation, the Accountant General of the Federation, and the Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission. According to the circular, the Federal Ministry of Education has expressed dissatisfaction over reports of the continued industrial action by ASUU despite repeated calls for dialogue, stressing that government would no longer tolerate non-compliance with extant labor laws. ASUU had now announced a total and comprehensive 2-week warning strike affecting all public universities across Nigeria. The union's national president, Professor Chris Buwana, says that the university, he says this at the University of Abuja in a press statement where he said there has been no meaningful progress to prevent the union from moving forward with its planned industrial action. Now, we will be taking a look at what the federal government is doing on one hand and what ASUU is saying and demanding on the other hand. But this is the Minister of Education earlier today on a sister program where he was saying that there is nothing else that the federal government is supposed to do that it hasn't done. But why is ASUU on strike? Let's take a listen to this recap from the Minister of Education, Professor Dr. Alausa.
Federal government tertiary institution negotiation team met with them for several hours on Friday. Senator Teji Osho, who was deputizing for Alhaji Ali Ahmed, was in constant communication with ASUU president all through Saturday and Sunday. I was also working the phone with Senator Osho, checking with him. He reached out multiple times with calls and tests. He did not get any response back. We are doing everything to avert any strike. We reached out to them multiple times on Saturday and Sunday. No response. That's the president now tested a few minutes before 5 p.m. on Sunday evening that he will get back to Senator Teji Osho. By the time he got back to Senator Teji Osho, they released a statement that they were going on strike. And the senator said, let me connect the minister with you. He said, no, please don't connect the minister. I'd met with them.
That's the minister on one hand. But we've had strikes one too many in this country. Let's take a look at information about the past strikes that we have had in this country. Perhaps someone will say, where? I was one of the victims of past strikes where classrooms are totally shut and students are not able to take any lesson or lectures. And this is what it looks like in the past, some of the strikes action that we've seen in the past years in this country. But of course, I will also show you what has been. So if you look at it over the past few years, there is in 2017, in 2019, in fact, in 2020, we had from March 23rd to December 2020, almost 6 or more months, and there was ASUU strike. February 14, 2022 to October 2022. That's another very, very unpleasant scenario that we played out in this country. And now, the first time we're seeing under this government of Bola Tinubu, ASUU going on strike. But what are they demanding for? Let's take a look quickly at the demands of ASUU this time around. Some of it are promises of government. There have been that they've said they've seen failure on. Full implementation of the 2009 federal government and ASUU agreement, payment of withheld 3-month salary, end to victimization of lecturers in LASU, FUTO, and KSU revitalization funds for public university. There are literally of demands. But let's speak with the president of the Association of South Union of Universities, Professor Chris Piwuna, who is live for us virtually from Jos Plateau State. Thanks so much, Prof, for joining us tonight. Let me begin by asking you, is it fair to Nigerians and to the students? The federal government, on one hand, through the minister, said there isn't anything left to be done to satisfy the lecturers, that they have not done, that they've reached out to you. You become so difficult to reach. That is the statement coming from the Minister of Education. Is it fair for us to have gone on that strike?
Thank you very much for this opportunity to clear the air on some of these issues that the minister has raised. Actually, I never got to listen to his interview until now, and I have a fair idea of what he was saying. Number one, students, Nigerian students, and academic staff union of universities are victims of government's They are victims of government's inaction and several other things. So we see ourselves as victims of this government the way students see themselves as victims of what is going on. I need to respond to what the minister said. It is not my plan to respond to the minister word for word. He's our minister. The president and commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has appointed him minister to preside over the Ministry of Education. He is our boss. We need to work with him to help him succeed. But when he comes out to attack either me or the union, the way he has just done, I think we need to put the record straight. When we met with the Yaya Ahmed committee led by Senator Tejosho on Friday last week, documents were not available for us to discuss. As we sat in the hall for the meeting to start, that was when the Ministry of Education was transmitting documents for us to deliberate on. By the way, at that meeting, there wasn't a single staff of the Federal Ministry of Education at that meeting. Not a single staff of the Federal Ministry of Education at that meeting. Not one. Ministry of Labor was not there. Accountant General's office was not there. Solicitor General or Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, they were not represented. Office of the Head of Service of the Federation was not represented at that meeting. It was only Salaries and Wages Commission and Budget Office with 3 members of the federal government renegotiating team. That tells you how prepared they were for that meeting. number one. So when some of the documents were not available, and the ones that came had a lot of errors, corrections that needed to be done, Senator Tejoso took my number and said once he get those details, he will send it to me. He did. He sent it to me late at night. I saw it, tried to open it, it wouldn't open. I replied to Senator Tejoso that the documents are not opening. On Saturday morning, I got fresh documents from him. That opened. We were at a meeting discussing that document. Later at night, Senator Tejoso called to say, what is happening? Are you going on strike? He pleaded that we shouldn't go on strike. I told him that we're still discussing, that we should give them the document, give our position back to them. I told him that we are unable to give you back the document because we're still discussing it. But Senator, the Honorable Minister of Education is responsible for these delays. We had called him a week earlier. I was telling Senator Tejoso, we are calling him a week earlier and said, call this meeting. Let's have what you have, because he said everything was ready. Let's get what you have so that we can start discussing it within the period of the ultimatum, so we would not have to embark on a strike action. The minister said no. He had his reasons. He said no. And he waited until the last day of the ultimatum. They now sent documents that were incomplete, incorrect for us to deliberate on. That can be verified from all those who were at that meeting. From the government side, the NUC executive secretary was there. You can verify those things from them. I now tell Senator Tejoso that the minister is responsible for this delay. Additionally, the minister has abandoned the document that was sent to the ministry for consideration and had brought his own idea, literally starting the negotiations afresh with us. That is not done in any negotiation. When I started telling Senator Tejoso this, he offered if he could join the minister. I said, no, sir, don't join the minister in this conversation. Tell him exactly what I've said, if you can. He said, okay. So there wasn't, it's not like I'm denying that I didn't want to talk to the minister.
So, Prof,
I told Senator.
Yeah. So, Prof, this is all about, from your own analysis, you were saying you were not difficult to reach, and that the fact that all this fraud lies on the doorstep of the Ministry of Education. Is that what you're saying?
The Honorable Minister of Education, with all due respect, should answer to all the delays and this strike that we have embarked on. He has a lot to answer to students and to our members, and indeed to Nigerians. Why he delayed the meeting till the last day, even when he had the chance to do it a week earlier.
So you gave a 14 days ultimatum, isn't it?
Yes, we did.
A 2 weeks ultimatum. In all of these, how many consultation meetings did you have?
After when we first started this meeting with the federal government team, we had about 3 meetings before December 2024. After December 2024, we kept waiting for the federal government team to call us back to tell us what the federal government, their principal, had told them about what we had agreed at plenary. We never got to hear from them. We wrote letters. We never met with them. We wrote letters. We met with the Minister of Education between May or so to August, about twice officially over this matter, twice. We met twice. And at one of the meetings, we had asked him on the 11th of August, to be precise, that why is it taking you long to respond to the document that the committee you set up have submitted to you. And he said to us that honestly, he never saw the report until February. It was said to have been submitted in December.
Yeah.
He said he never saw it until February. Okay, sir, fine. Many things happened. Christmas came, New Year came, Hajj came, all those things. From February to now, what has happened? Nothing was done to that report. It was when we went to Sokoto for a meeting and threatened strike that the minister called for a meeting to consider that report on the 28th of August. We're talking about the report that was submitted to his office in December. Let's say February, since he said he saw it in February. We're talking about the report that was submitted to his office in February. And then we're in August. Look, Sheung, I don't want to talk about the minister, what he has done, what he has not done, what we have done, what we have not done. That is not the way out of this situation. We have embarked on an action, and we are willing to go back and discuss with this government on the best ways to resolve this matter. We are willing. Forget about what Dr. Alausa did or didn't do. Forget about what ASUU did or didn't do. We can go back and forth on this matter.
So Professor Puruna, if you may tell Nigerians, what do you think is the best way to resolving this matter?
Today, I received a call from Alhaji Yaya Liamet, GCON, chairman of the federal government team. And he's eager to resume talks with us. I received another call from the Minister of State for Labor, stating that she's also been directed to intervene and get this matter resolved. ASUU is willing, we are ready, we are available to discuss this matter once and for all.
So, Professor Puruna, I asked that question specifically because there are a list of the demands that you are making. And one might get confused as to how the federal government and how long they will take to be able to resolving or agreeing on your demands. But that's the reason. A simple question: how best do you think these can be resolved, and how quickly can it be?
That was the point I was trying to make, that we are available. I received calls from government officials today telling us that they are willing to restart this discussion. My understanding, as I'm talking to you now, is that between this night and tomorrow, I'll get a communication from the secretary of the Yaya Liamet committee for a meeting at a date that they will tell us. And I would also hear from the Minister of Labor what they want to do to resolve this matter. We are ready and we are willing to go back and talk and resolve this thing. Strike has never been an option that we exercise so freely. We are willing to talk about all these issues. You just listed the items that are in contention. There are about 5 of them that you listed. And I want Nigerians to listen to what I'm about to say now. Sheung is going to show these items once again. And I want them to ask either the Ministry of Labor or Alhaji Yaya Liamet's committee whether these issues are part of what we are going to discuss. Since the minister has said all the problems have been solved, that there is nothing left, I want them to ask the Ministry of Labor and the federal government negotiating team. So if the minister has solved all these problems, why are you going back to talk with ASUU? Are lecturers in ASUU, in LASU, Lagos, still being victimized? Are lecturers in Kogi State University still being victimized? Have you concluded on the 2009 agreement? Is government owing us 12 months of 35% salary increase? Has government paid our third-party deductions through the office of IPs? Because they are the ones that
Professor Puna, because of our time, we need to go. But let me ask you quickly. The no work, no pay, from today, you will not be getting a pay. As long as you are on strike, you and your colleagues, the federal government said there won't be pay for you. How are you reacting to that?
We don't respond to threats. We don't respond to threats. And nobody can threaten us. We don't respond to threats.
Is this a threat or a policy of government? They are your employers. And they say when you're not working, you will not get paid. It's a policy.
He's threatening us. He's writing to NAMDA. He's writing to Konwa. He's telling them that they can get their salaries, trying to cause divide and rule. All of us are united in this matter. Konwa is with us. NAMDA is with us. SANU is with us. NASU is with us. NAT is with us. Polytechnics are with us. Colleges of education are with us. He has got something coming. He had rather sit down and solve this problem, or he will see how he can divide all this out and succeed.
Professor Chris Puwuna is the president of ASUU. Thank you so much indeed. I plead with you for the sake of the students, universities classes are short. Those who want to write an exam are not able to do that. For the sake of the students, let the federal government come to reason and let ASUU also come to reason. Sit down together and let's resolve this. Well, thank you so much. My regards to you and your colleagues, comrades there. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Some good things are happening in Nigeria. You can't believe it. People are coming back home for what? To get treated, healing in our medical sector. But you may not believe it, but you hear. And we turn our attention now to a subject that strikes very hard of national development, Nigeria's healthcare. The revolution that we're seeing in the politics reshaping medical tourism. For decades, the phrase has been medical trip abroad. Some people even little headache, they go abroad to get it resolved. We symbolize a loss of confidence in our system, our hospitals, some of which are dilapidated. Even the private sector, the public sector, all are the same. A loss of confidence also in our doctors and in our system, misdiagnosis, mistreatment, and all of that. But what if that tide is beginning to turn? What if world-class healthcare is no longer a flight away, but right here at home? Tonight we explore that transformation through the lens of Nizamiya Hospital right here in Nigeria, a leading institution redefining excellence in medical care, and the government's new drive to make Nigeria's medical tourism hub. Joining me tonight are Professor Dr. Ibrahim Yami, the medical director of Nizamiya Hospital, and Dr. Salma Ibrahim, as a special advisor to the president on health. Thank you so much, gentlemen and ladies, for coming on tonight on the program.
Thank you so much.
It's a feel-good segment on the program. The good news, I was one of those who think that nothing good comes out of the health sector in Nigeria. We've seen it over the time. People get diagnosed here and they go abroad and they tell them, who did this? They wanted to kill you. We've seen that happening over the years. Our hospitals are dilapidated. But what is interesting here, we're seeing a private sector and public sector working together. When government says, we are doing our own on our part, the private sector says, we are doing this on our part, how can we collaborate? Thank you so much, gentlemen and ladies. But let me begin with you, Dr. Salma. Things were bad, isn't it? But now, what is changing?
A lot has changed, in terms of the renewed hope commitment. The health agenda for renewed hope has changed. And we are beginning to see the changes. This is just about 2 years. A lot has changed because we made promises at the beginning, pre-election. We're very conversant with the situation of health in Nigeria. And we also believe that Nigeria cannot make any progress in terms of development without repositioning health, without recommitment to change the trajectory. So one key pillar is the reversal of the medical tourism.
How are you doing that?
We are doing that. It's a major pillar. The commitment is currently translating into action. One is around the areas of infrastructural development. Nigerian training is of standard, comparable to anywhere in the world. And that is where when Nigerians apply for jobs abroad, they get it, even without visas, because they trust and they believe and they have confidence in the quality and standards of our training. So what we do is, how do we harness those talents back home in Nigeria? And how do we make our environment attractive and conducive for Nigerian health professionals to practice within the country? So there are lots of policies that have come into action in the last 2 years. One, which I would like to discuss, is about, reversal, of the local manufacture of medical supplies, medical equipment, basic medical equipment in Nigeria, so that, because one of the major attractions to Nigerians, they would tell you that we don't have the facilities in
COVID
Nigeria.
exposed us.
COVID, in fact,
simple nose mask, we could not.
Exactly.
We could not produce
so
locally.
it exposed the weaknesses in our health systems. I would say the fragility in the health sector. So what we have done is to reverse that. And you are aware of the executive order that was passed by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu immediately when he came into office, saying that Nigerians should be able to produce more medical equipment. We should be able to leverage and harness the potentials within the country and attract more in the country. Another area is our human resources for health, though it is a global phenomenon. But what we have done, how do we attract back our health professionals that are already fled the countries? Of course, they fled for reasons best known to them, but majority will tell you that most of the pull factors, the conducive working environment, the incentives that they are paid there abroad, their career progression. So what we have done is to step up capacity development of our healthcare professionals, and also to have a pathway for them for career development in Nigeria, and at the same time improvement in the working environment. And this we have seen, especially in our tertiary institutions in the last 1.5 years. We have also seen a step up of action in our facilities, the partnership with the private sector. And most of our private sectors today are providing state-of-the-art medical services to Nigerians, even attracting more abroad. And we'll get to hear more about that.
So, I mean, it's so interesting. When I was speaking with you and when I spoke with Professor Yamit, and it's on the basis of a story that I heard of a woman who had a cancer and who had been diagnosed right away, I think in Canada, isn't it? And she came home and she got treated in your facility, and she's ill, she's healthy, and she's fine right now. Do you do magic at your hospital? Because no one will ever thought that that level of treatment and the stage at which the cancer got to was going to be resolved right here on Nigerian soil.
Thank you so much, and good evening, everyone. And thank you for inviting us. And I would like to warmly greet all our viewers. And I would like to say we are very pleased to witness the rapid and impressive growing healthcare investment in Nigeria. So Nizami is the part of this, the growing sector. We are here almost 11 years, and we are the private sector, but one of our hospital is the charity hospital. So this kind of, the organization give us big benefit to make a big investment of the health sector. Our target is to improve the quality of the medical care, because we believe if the people can find the solution here, why go to the outside? Why go to the abroad? So we are trying to do this, and we are trying to bring the high quality medical equipment, technicians, doctors, and the other, you need to also the maintenance. So we believe everybody wants to get the high quality medical service. If any people has the same problem, everybody wants to best treatment. And this is the human right also. And so if we can give them to this chance here, the people cannot go outside.
Professor Yamin, there are very popular treatment that people go abroad to, apart from the aesthetic surgery where people want to enhance their bodies and all whatnot. Well, that it's 1 for 1 naira, on the street of Lagos now. You can find people adjusting any part of their body. That on a lighter side. But on a serious note, there are very popular reasons why Nigerians fly to Turkey, fly to India, fly to the United States, fly to Germany, and fly to the UAE. These are some of the countries that Nigerians go majorly for medical treatment. The question I would like to ask you, that cancer case that I heard of is just one. What are those critical areas that your hospital, for example, is paying attention to attract or make sure that Nigerians stay at home and get the treatment? Can we be guaranteed that some of these critical areas are being dealt with at your facility?
Yes. There's a two part of this question. One part, okay, the aesthetic surgery or something is not life-threatening problem, but also the other side. There's some life-threatening problem. You can solve this problem in hours. You don't have any chance to go anywhere. And I want to give one sample. 3 weeks ago, the man has the abdominal aorta aneurysm rupture. In the world, almost 99% died, this kind of patient, because of it's very urgent case. You don't have any time to go anywhere. So this gentleman came to our hospital. In a few hours, we start the surgery, and after 10 days, he go to home. And the other issue, and the biggest issue in Nigeria, there is a heart attack, and you need to reach the correct center in a few hours. There is 2 hours and the golden hours. If the first 2 hours you go to the correct treatment, you can keep your heart muscles. So in our hospital, we are giving this service 24 hours, 7 days. We have 4 interventional cardiologists, in-house doctor. It's a big revolution in Nigeria.
Most of these things, renal, liver, kidney issues are easily resolved.
Yes.
But the pricing is another problem, though.
Sorry.
The pricing, some pocket friendly.
No, sir. The high quality medical service and has some difficulties and has some high medical equipment, high quality medical equipment, consumables, and the person. So this is the eligible price. If you want to fly outside, you pay ticket and many things. Also, I told to one case, the first, this is the very advanced surgery. In the world, just only few hospitals can do this surgery. The other is very easy for us. The kidney problem, liver problem, interventional cardiology, we can do everything. We can close the ACD, VCD with the cath lab. This is very easy surgery now.
Before I come to Dr. Sama again, let me ask, is it true? Are people coming into Nigeria for treatment?
Yes. And last year, 150 people came from outside.
Outside of Nigeria?
Yes.
To Nigeria for treatment?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Even from Canada.
Yes. From Canada?
From Netherlands.
From Canada, from Netherlands, and Germany, and also the Africa. There is many countries.
Africa, in fact, many.
Yes.
Interesting, because I understand, and I don't want to go into it, I understand that very prominent Nigerians and some leaders in Africa and Nigeria, they come to your facility.
Yes, because the facility is not the biggest factor. It's you must work with the high-level medical person. Doctors must be qualified, and your facility must be ready. In Canada, for example, the last patient came 3 weeks ago for the kidney problem. Almost 1 year, try to get the treatment, but he didn't reach the doctor and came here. In the next day, we did the surgery, and after 2-3 days later, go back.
Oh,
so it's another.
So sometimes
things are changing.
The waiting, because abroad, especially developed countries, they have a long waiting list. So they find it much easier, since the expertise is available in Nigeria, and then the facilities are available, it's easier for them to come back home and have it here in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And then the cost also, you raise the issue of cost. It is still much cheaper, to be treated here in Nigeria, despite the what we feel that it is very expensive in the private health facilities. You have to pay for your transportation, and then you have somebody to accompany you, you have to pay for your hotels. But the major challenge that I discourage medical tourism is even the follow-up. It does not just end after the intervention surgery. You still have to be observed. You have to fly back to Nigeria. And then how do you ensure you have quality follow-up after surgery? And then the nursing care after surgery. So a lot. And then you find out that a lot of things go wrong and they are unable to go back.
I understand, and I must leak your secrets right on here, what you guys in the Ministry of Health are doing. I understand that you are working through the back door to help private sector also, because you know that the public sector cannot do it alone. What kind of intervention are you giving to
the private sector cannot do it alone. So it's a partnership. So we encourage private sector in terms of their capacity development also, in terms of regulations to ensure that they meet international standards of practice. And we also ensure that they also are certified by international accreditation, because that gives confidence to Nigeria when you hear that a health facility, a tertiary institution in Nigeria is accredited and certified of international standard, just the same certification that was given, for instance, to University College Hospital in London. So you have more confidence. Then why do you need to travel abroad to seek for medical services while you can have all the expertise here? And that facility has been fully certified.
And they pay in naira.
Standards. They pay in naira, not in dollar. And then you can easily have access to follow up.
Give me a moment. We need to go on another break. Good news, I love it. In the sense that if you have anybody who has had any medical challenge and they've had to be flown out of the country, and some of them, whether they made it or not, it gives you some level of concern. But when you hear that news, and that's why I was interested. And so that's why I'm not bringing a government person alone. I'm bringing a private sector person. I have a very close person that I know that had a cancer problem, and it was resolved right here in Nigeria. And that's why we're discussing it tonight. But we take a break, everyone. When we return, more on what is changing in the Nigerian medical sector after this break. Everyone, Professor Ibrahim Yamis, the medical director of Nizamiya Hospital, and Dr. Sama Ibrahim Anis, special advisor to the President of Health, both of them, one from the private sector and the other from the public sector, and we're analyzing reasons why Nigerians now need to look locally for healing. Thanks so much, gentlemen and lady. I was going to ask you, a lot of Nigerians, especially high profile, those who are in power, they run out to the country for treatment. Do we have what it takes to treat even the biggest of the biggest persons politically in Nigeria today?
Yes, I will say yes. We have what it takes to treat everyone in Nigeria in most cases. But sometimes it's an attitude. People believe that they need to travel abroad, and sometimes they go.
People don't have trust in the system.
They travel for holiday. Most of them travel for holiday, and they match it up with medical checkups. And this is what we see mostly. I would tell you, we did a survey about 3 or 4 years ago when I was head of Department of Hospital Service of the Ministry of Health to find out why are Nigerians traveling abroad to seek for medical services, just like you said, for headache, And then what came top on the list, especially those that go to India, is the nursing care. They say they have a dedicated nurse attached to them that takes care of them fully. While here, it's a lot of burden on a nurse to dedicate to one patient. So you have different reasons why they travel. But those were some of the factors that we found why they travel abroad for medical services. And then some would tell you that because it is a low cost to travel to those places, but what they don't remember, they also don't key in the cost of traveling and also the cost of follow-up of their ailments when they are back to Nigeria. So what we encourage, and we will continue to encourage, that Nigerians should leverage the opportunities that are available. When you mention about cancers, today we have, I would say, more than 12 cancers. These are in tertiary institutions.
What I know
excluding
3 new cancer centers as of July that was announced by the president. Are they functional?
There have been existing 8 cancer centers as of 2022. These are additional cancer centers in our teaching hospitals. As of we're talking today, all the geopolitical zones of these countries have cancer centers.
So in the southeast, you have
So
in the northwest,
we have in Enugu, in the northeast, we have UMTH Maiduguri Teaching Hospital. We have in Gombe, too, in the northeast. In the southwest, we have in Sokoto, we have in Kano, we have in Ebu Teaching Hospital, fully equipped. Standard medical equipment with expertise available
cancer
to treat,
up to stage level 4.
To treat cancer, to do radiodiagnostic, to do radiotherapy,
and
then post-therapy, post-curative therapy, post-rehabilitation. They are all available in Nigeria.
But they're subsidized.
They are fully subsidized. In fact, let me tell you something, Shehu. They are not just subsidized, but they are free.
Really?
They are free.
In all of the centers?
In all of the centers, they are free.
But the waiting list is going to be very long.
We also have 12 centers, 12 tertiary institutions in Nigeria today that we went into partnership with the private sector, which through government had dedicated what we call the Cancer Health Fund. And they are free. You enroll on it free.
Where can we get this information?
What we need to do,
is there a website, or where can we access
the information is available in the Federal Ministry of Health. So what we need to do is to intensify awareness creation. Nigerians don't even know in communities. We need to intensify. Even National Hospital here is a cancer center. And they also have the Cancer Health Fund that they provide free services to Nigerians. So there is no basis for Nigerians today to travel abroad to seek for medical services for cancer or oncology, if I may call it. It's fully available in this country.
Right. Professor Yamis, you know that Nigeria, and I'm glad that you left your country, and I see a few of you and your colleagues who are here. What attracts you to Nigeria, and why do you think Nigerians are one of the best doctors in the world? I'm very proud of that.
Yes.
My immediate younger brother is one. He's in oncology.
So you get to know more.
Yes, I do. I do a bit of a knowledge share with him on issues of oncology. But why do you think Nigeria is fascinating, healthcare-wise?
Thank you. This is Madam Salma said, okay, Nigeria has many facilities for the cancer, and yes, it's true. But Nigeria is a very big country. Also, the doctor, in Nigerian doctor, many high-quality Nigerian doctors is working in USA, in England, and all over the world. And, but the medical tourism is not only one, the one-side problem of the health sector. The other side is, the doctors and the high-quality medical persons you must keep here. And okay, there's all over the world, there is a big marketing for the doctor. In Nizami Hospital, I have 40 expatriate doctors, but every day they took the the offer from the some countries, from the Dubai, so the doctors looking for the best the place to work. And one side is the facilities, the other side is the the government support, because especially in public health sector, the government support is very important. I'm very happy to see the last last years the government support public sector and
supporting the
yes,
private sector.
It also affect us as a the support us also.
On a final note, and quickly, Professor Yamis, the Zambia, for example, is fully ready for the most sophisticated treatment. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, and all departments, for example, interventional radiology, cardiology, oncology, orthopedy, we are giving the high-quality medical service because all departments we are using 2-3 doctors.
Yeah.
Nowadays, the medical, the subspecialty is getting, improved.
Professor Yamis, we need to go.
And what the president has
I wanted to say something because we are totally out of time. What would you say to Nigerians who don't believe in this system? That what is changing, just in 10 seconds.
I want them to trust the system and have confidence. What President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did in the last 2 years is to create that enabling environment. Creating enabling environment, and then one of which I must mention, which made it easy for the private sector, is even importation, tax-free importation of medical equipment.
All right.
Big medical equipment are coming into this country without taxation.
I love this kind of conversation
like
when it's good. Professor Yamis of Nizami Hospital, Dr. Salman Anas, Special Advisor to the President on Health. Thank you so much for coming on the program tonight.
Thank you so much.
Well, that's our show for tonight, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'm Sean Akimale. God bless Nigeria.